So as we look at the lyrical study for middle school All-State, we'll want to take note that it's in the key of B minor. So we have F sharps and C sharps that apply all the way through. It's marked adagio, so it's rather slow in tempo. I think that the suggested marking of 70 is pretty spot on because it allows you a bit of flexibility with the tempo to go a little bit faster at some spots and also to slow down at some phrase endings and things like that. So it gives you a nice range of tempos to play with. I would stick to it pretty well. To be clear, it is a duet, but you're only responsible for preparing the top part. I would say musically you want to make sure that you crescendo up to any half note, as in the first measure, the third measure, the seventh measure. So anytime we're headed towards a half note, we want to make sure that our dynamic is increasing. Once we arrive at that half note, so measure 2, measure 4, and so forth, we want to have a nice decay as we approach the quarter note. So it gives us a good opportunity to really showcase our control of dynamic spectrum as we go through these pairs of crescendi and decrescendi. The dynamics are going to be essential to a good performance of this, especially since there are such contrasting dynamics in really close proximity to one another. So for example, in measures 5 and 6 and measures 13 and 14, we have dynamics that are really opposing each other. Very, strong dynamics right next to soft dynamics. We want to make sure that we can convey that very well. We need to go for 4-bar phrases if possible, but it's totally permissible to sneak a breath every 2 bars if needed. Count all of our rhythms accurately, and if you look, there's nothing terribly complex, but where people are going to make a mistake is in the longer half notes. Right? Keep in mind that the half notes have to take up the same amount of space as 2 full quarter notes. So to help with this, I might suggest practicing with articulated eighth notes as you go through here to get used to the duration of the half notes. So rather than playing and maybe not being entirely sure of where to place that quarter note in measure 2, I might suggest you continue the eighth notes inside of the half notes, like so. And then obviously as you go and work through here, you would take that out and instead just sort of think it in your brain. All right? But this gives you some sort of idea about the true duration of those notes. Right? You obviously want to play it with a metronome as well, but this is just an extra dimension that you can add to your own rhythmic security as you go through here. Email me with questions as you are preparing this if you have them. Otherwise, good luck to you in your preparation.